crimes that are happening basically, and those people who are not very much aware about the financial frauds and all, and who are basically from the non-technical background, they are getting duped by these type of criminals. So I mean, a lot of money is lost, or at least the peace is lost. People, peace of mind, peace of heart is lost if obviously there are financial frauds. So what I'm trying to do is, that is what Sir has said, and the survey results that he has given is more from the social engineering point of view. Most of the attacks happen due to the social engineering aspects. But here today, I'm going to discuss about the Aadhaar and digital financial security, just to induce the confidence among all the participants that how secure is our Aadhaar and digital financial infrastructure created by India. So we are secure. We have very secure mechanisms. From the technology point of view, the only thing is we need to create a little bit. We need to create a little bit awareness about that security strength and how to protect ourselves from social engineering attacks. So today, what I'm going to discuss about is basically what makes this Aadhaar and digital financial security strong. What is the backbone of this? So I'll just start briefly with very simple introduction, and then I'll get into the actual technology that is the backbone of Aadhaar security as well as digital financial security. And I'll try to give some demos also, so that you can directly you can easily understand and relate yourself how it is used. I hope my slide is changing, right? Someone has sent a message that it is static.
Yes,
Is it
it is
fine?
moving on.
Yeah.
It is moving on.
Yeah. Thank you. So this is 2 years back survey conducted by Sud. So use of mobile apps by category. If you look at that survey, they're saying that 96% use messengers or applications. Okay. Then social networking apps, if you look, 89.5% are the users who are using this. Entertainment and video apps, 75%. Okay. And then if you look at shopping apps, 72% of the people actually, they like to do shopping through mobile apps itself. Okay. And then banking and financial services. It is very convenient for all of us to do banking as well as online shopping. It's very convenient, but at the same time, people are a little bit reluctant. People are thinking that, okay, I don't know whether I will be duped, whether I will be the victim of the crime and all that. Okay. So let us try to understand how actually it works in the background, so that we will develop the confidence, and what are the precautions that we have to take in order to protect ourselves from any kind of financial fraud. So let me go to the next slide, which gives you the e-commerce spend by category. And please remember that this is only India survey. They have quoted in US dollars, obviously, because it is done by an international agency. So if you look at how much amount we are spending on the through apps on travel, mobility, and accommodation, this $35.18 billion we are spending in 2020 alone. While there was lockdown here, but still people have used $35.18 billion. Huge amount actually. Okay. And then fashion and beauty, 13.16, electronics and physical media, you have 14.85. So billions of dollars is being utilized through mobile apps without people knowing about the security aspects of that. Okay. This is very important. Okay. I'm not saying that we should not do that. We should encourage digital payments. We should encourage moving from physical platform to digital platform, but at the same time, we should also be aware what is the strength, technological strength that comes along with these platforms, and what are the precautions that we have to take in order to protect ourselves from various types of attacks. Now, please remember that internet is an information highway. It is like a general highway. Let us say so many new highways are coming up now, national highways. Please remember that any of the highways will not be by default protected with the security personnel. Everywhere on the entire stretch of 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers, you will not find the police personnel police personnel who are protecting the highway will not see that. Okay. Whereas what you see is you will see that there are restaurants, there are dhabas, there are some big hotels on the highway. Suppose if that business entity, if they wants to protect themselves, then they will deploy their own security. So I am saying that internet is an information highway. When we are saying internet is an information highway, this www World Wide Web websites which are there, for example, any abcbank.com. So abcbank.com is one entity, one business entity, one building on that information highway. Let us try to relate in that way. When you travel on the or drive on the national highway, you will see some hotels, some restaurants, some dhabas, and all that. Similarly, on an information highway, you have banks, you have e-commerce websites like Amazon.com, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, and all those things. Suppose if these websites wants to provide security to their clients, then they have to deploy their own security mechanisms there itself. That is how it works. Similarly, on a national highway, whichever organization, whichever building or a dhaba or a hotel wants to provide security, then they will deploy their own security. So please remember that by default, internet is insecure unless and until the security practices are followed. Okay. So this is the clarity I just wanted to give to you. Okay. Otherwise, people think that the moment you use internet, we are secure. No, that is not like that. Now, if you look at the aspect of confidentiality, the major threats that are there on internet, breach of confidentiality, or what do you mean by that? Okay, I am the sender, you are the receiver. A, you are B. In that image, if you see, I am A, you are B. Okay, when I want to send a message to you, I want to send a confidential message, meaning that this message should be read only by you and no one else. Okay, so please remember that when the data is transmitted, when I am sending this particular data to you, during the transaction, the data should never be tabbed or should never be intercepted. Okay, how do you make sure that it is not intercepted? That is where you have to apply the cryptographic mechanism, which is called as encryption decryption. Okay, you have to secure this entire transmission channel. Suppose if it is secure, then whatever message I am sending it to you, this message, even though the third party or the unauthorized party is sitting over there, he will not be able to intercept it, or he will not be able to tap that particular message. Generally, in technical language, if you look at the cyber security or network security books, they call this entity as A for Alice, B for Bob, and this E for Eves, because eavesdroppers and all that, and Trudy, this type of names they take. Okay, let us have our own Indian version names. So I'm calling this as Jay, and the receiver as Viru, and the attacker as Gabbar. So now Jay is sending a message to Viru. So while sending this message, while the message is being transmitted over the channel, encryption should be there. Okay, the message should go in the encrypted format. Suppose if the encryption is not there, then there is a high possibility that Gabbar will be able to read that message. He will anyhow intercept the message, but if it is encrypted, he will not be able to decrypt. But if it is encrypted, then Gabbar will be able to intercept the message, but will not be able to decrypt. So your confidentiality is achieved. Okay. Second one, another example, I'll just skip this. Another example is attacks on integrity. Let us say I'm trying to do a transaction, my account to your account. I want to do a transaction. So I'm trying to transfer 1 lakh rupees in your account, or Jay is trying to transfer 1 lakh rupees to Guru's account. What Gabbar is doing is Gabbar is intercepting this message, because here I'm assuming that this particular channel, communication channel, is not. So what Gabbar will do is he'll intercept this message. He will transfer, divert 99,999 rupees in Gabbar's account and only rupees 1 to Viru's account, so that from Viru's account to Jay's account, an acknowledgement message should go. Okay, that is why he's sending that 1 rupee also. So these type of data alteration can be done, data modification can be done, which is called as breach of integrity or attack on integrity. Okay, this is also one of the major threats on internet. And the third one is attack on authenticity. What is attack on authenticity? Spoofing. Let us say Gabbar is there, and Gabbar has spoofed the email ID of Jay. I'm sorry, Viru. He's saying that I am Viru. Send me all the corporate correspondences with company ABC. Whatever secret or confidential communication we had with the company ABC, please send me. Now, is there any mechanism for Jay to really validate whether this message is sent by Gabbar or Veer? If that particular mechanism is not there, then this is called as attack on authenticity, or it is called as authenticity is breached. Suppose if Jay is able to validate that, like for example, these days you might be using digital signature. Once a person digitally signs a document, you will be able to validate that digital signature. If you are able to do that, then actually you are verifying the authenticity. Suppose if you are not able to validate that particular document, then it will be called as attack on authenticity or breach of authenticity. Because Gabbar is impersonating. He is pretending to be someone else, which is we. Okay. And we are accepting it. So that is the attack on authenticity. So these are the major threats. Basically, if you look at the trust properties of cyber security, the major trust properties include confidentiality, authenticity, integrity, and non-repudiation. These are the four properties that are there. So confidentiality, I have just now shown you. If your application or if your website or if your software framework is providing you the confidentiality of the data in such a way that the data is never read by the unauthorized party, in this example, that is Gabbar, then that is called as confidentiality. Otherwise, it is a breach of confidentiality. Second one, whatever message Jay is sending to Viru, Viru is able to read the same message. If Viru is able to get the same message without any modification during transit without any modification, then that is called as integrity of the data. Suppose if there is a modification or if there is a fabrication, then it is called as attack on integrity or breach of integrity. Then we have another example called of authenticity, wherein the receiver is not able to authenticate the server, or vice versa is also true. The sender is not able to authenticate the receiver, then in that case, it will be called as attack on authenticity or breach of authenticity. So these are the major factors that defines the trust level of any cybersecurity solution, or any website, or any e-commerce website, or any banking website. Okay, you might be thinking that I mean, I'm just talking about theory, but I'll give you example, and I'll be able to relate whatever I'm discussing. The backbone which I was talking to you about, the backbone of any application, security application, is public key cryptography, public key infrastructure. No need to worry much about this. See, when we talk about cryptography or security, it is very simple, very simple. You just think that we have a lock and a key. That's it. We have a lock and a key. See, in our real life, we protect valuable items. I don't protect my pen. I don't put a lock on my pen because, okay, pen is an important thing in my life, but it is not that much valuable. It is not 10,000 rupees or 20,000 or 1 lakh rupees ka pen. Okay, very rarely people might keep, but I'm giving a general example. So I'll not lock the pen. What I will lock? Yes, I will protect my cards, credit card. I will protect my debit card. I will protect my Google app with PIN. Why I'm doing this? Because I'm locking it, because this is valuable to me. Okay. Similarly, any item, gold, I will protect it with a lock. I will lock it. So in cryptography, when you want to protect any data or information or any resource, then what you have to do? You have to apply a lock. Okay. That lock will be locked using a key, which is called as digital key. Okay. Suppose if one key is used for both locking as well as unlocking. For locking and unlocking, only one key is used, then it is called as symmetric key cryptography. Suppose if two keys are used, one for locking, second for unlocking. Here in the slide, you might be seeing one green key is there, one red key is there. Okay. So there are two keys, suppose. One key is used exclusively for locking. Second key is used for unlocking. Please remember this. Okay. Two different keys. Don't take the example of bank locker. Bank locker may you need to have your own key as well as manager's key also. Two keys together you have to apply for unlocking it. But here what I'm saying is uh, one key you use for locking, then the second key must be used for unlocking. I'll give you one simple example. You might have seen the car remote. Okay, car remote. It will have two buttons, one for locking, second for unlocking. Okay, when your car is locked, you have to press unlock button. Suppose if you keep on pressing lock button, it will not get unlocked because that functionality is not there. Okay. Similarly, in cryptography, to protect to protect the content, to protect the information, data, and all, you need to put a lock. Okay. And if you are putting public key cryptography based lock, which is called as asymmetric key cryptography, then there are two keys that are required. One key for locking, second key for unlocking. Okay. So now these two keys are named as public key and private key. What do you mean by public key? Public key means you can share it with anybody. There is no issue at all. You can share it with anybody. What is private key? Private key means you should keep it secure, secret. You should not give it to anybody. As per law, as per the cyber security standard guidelines also, the private key should be secured by the owner itself. It is the responsibility of the owner. Okay. So the public key is there and the private key is there. Okay. One key, any key can be used for locking. But if you use public key for locking, private key is to be used for unlocking. Reverse also is true. If you are using private key for locking, public key you have to use it for unlocking. Okay. So here an example is given. Like if you want to lock, you are applying red key, that is private key. Then for unlocking, you have to use public key. That is the green key. Okay. So one is called as public key, another one is called as a. So generally, these keys are used for digital signing. If you want to digitally sign any document, you have to use, and the other person who is verifying my digital signature will use my public key. Just give you one example. This is how these keys looks like to you. Public key will be this much big. In India, as per the CCA guidelines, we all use 2048 bit key, 2040. We cannot remember this key. These are digital values only. These are digital values. This is not a physical key. Just for understanding purpose, the shape is shown to you as icon. Otherwise, this is the original key value. This is the key. Okay. But I cannot remember this. And this is the digital value. I cannot hold it in my hand. That is why these two values, private key value and public key value, is stored in a file, electronic document. Like I'm showing the presentation, it is in PPT form. Similarly, if I create a document, then it will be a doc form, doc file or PDF file. So similarly, an electronic document will be there, which is called as digital signature certificate, DSC. Okay, that digital certificate will contain private key as well as the public key. Okay, so one certificate contains public key, one file contains public key, another file contains private key. Now, where these files are to be stored, somewhere we need to store this digital content, right? So this is stored in a USB token, crypto token, which I don't know if you can see on the camera. I'm able to show that. It looks like a pen drive, okay, but it is not a pen drive. It is a digital token. Okay, this is a digital token. Generally, employees, they call it as dongle. Okay, they call it as dongle. Please remember that this is not a pen drive. This is not a pen drive. Pen drive is just a storage media. But what is this? This is a crypto token. What do you mean by crypto token? It has its RAM, its ROM, its CPU in it. Okay, so this is basically a dongle which has the computation capability in it. Okay, So this is what is digital token. This contains my public key as well as private key. Okay, this contains my public key as well as the private key. Okay, whenever I want to digitally sign document, I just connect this and then I can digitally sign a document. It is as simple as this. Okay, so my public key and private key will be there. Why I'm explaining you this public key and private key is I'm going to because the entire Aadhaar security also requires this. Your UPI based transactions also requires this, and then your online financial websites like banking websites also uses this particular technology. That is why I'm just giving you a background in the beginning. Okay. Generally, just to understand, please remember that when you are using public key for locking any content or encrypting any content, it will be encrypted. When it is encrypted with public key, it has to be decrypted with private. Similarly, reverse is also true. When you are locking it with private key, you have to unlock with public key. Suppose if you lock it with public key and try to unlock it with public key, it is not going to work. Similarly, private key together, it will not work. So opposite keys are to be used. That is what is the example given here. Okay. Now, the digital signing, how it happens is generally you take the content, whatever document you have, then that particular document, this crypto hash will generate the message digest. Now, this message digest, which is also called as fingerprint, will be encrypted with the private key. You get the digital signature. This digital signature is appended to the document. I'll do one thing for the best interest. I'll try to digitally sign this file itself. I'll just show you. This is my sign here. So that you understand easily what I'm doing. Here, you have an option called digitally sign. Just see my cursor. So I want my signature to be here. Now it is saying that you are going to digitally sign a document with a digital certificate issued by eMudra sub CA. What is a CA? CA is the certifying authority who has issued me the digital certificate. You need to know who has issued your digital certificate. So CA, my CA is eMudra. So I have received a class 3 certificate from eMudra. Now I am clicking it. I have scanned my signature also into that one. There is no need also. You just put it. So I'll digitally sign this. I click on sign. Now what is happening in the background is I save it on my desktop. Okay. So hopefully. Now it asks me the PIN number. Now what is happening in the background? I'll tell you. I'll explain you. Now what has happened till now is when I clicked on digitally sign, here you can see, just see my cursor. Okay. When I clicked on digitally sign, this PDF document hash is computed by the operating system. This hash value has gone into the crypto token which I have shown you just now. Okay. It has gone into the crypto token. Now in the crypto token, my private key is there. Okay. Yes, sir. Sudhakar sir, you have raised a hand. Do you have any question? You can switch on your mic and ask.
Sir, like they may not be able to ask. Like if you have any questions, sir, you can keep it in the chat area so that by end of the session we will be able to answer your queries, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
And
yeah.
Sir, like we have,
So,
sorry to interrupt you, like we have time up to 11:05, so you can just plan accordingly.
Okay, I'll come to that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, sir, what I have done is now this I just clicked on digital sign. Now, what happened is this particular document hash is computed by operating system, and it has sent that hash value to the crypto token. Now, what the crypto token has done? Crypto token activates the private key because private key is required for signing. So that private key will be protected with the PIN number. So it is asking me the PIN number. So I am entering the PIN number, which now see here, it is digitally signed. What do you mean by digitally signed? I click on this saying signature is valid, signed by whom. So I wanted to show you this namely the digital certificate. Who has issued me the digital certificate? eMudra has issued me the digital certificate. Who is eMudra? eMudra is a certifying authority. Is a certifying authority by Government of India. Okay. Who made eMudra as certifying authority? eMudra became the certifying authority because CCA, Office of Ministry of Electronics and IT, they have given them the authority license to become the CA. There is a CA, CCA. Okay. And if you look at the public key, suppose if you want to see my public key will be here. See, this is 2048, as I told you. I showed you that example. No, I cannot remember this public key. That is why it is kept in the file. This is the file. This is the file which you are seeing. This is called as digital certificate. Okay. Now, this is what I just wanted to highlight you all. So I'll just directly go to the digital verification also, certificate verification also. Now, certifying authorities are the license agencies, trusted third parties who issues the digital certificate to common people, to government employees. Now, in India, we follow the hierarchical trust. I showed you in this example, right? I just Isbahuddin got the certificate from eMudra. eMudra Sub-CA got the certificate from eMudra CA. eMudra CA got the license from CCA India, which is that is what is called as hierarchical trust model. And please remember that this hierarchical trust model has legal validity in the court of law. It has the legal validity in the court of law because this entire trust model is defined by IT Act, Information Technology Act 2000 and its amendments. Okay, so I'll just this is the background I have set for you. Now there are three types of certificates that are issued to you. One is called as signing certificate, which just now I showed you as example to digitally sign a document. Another one is called as encryption certificate. Suppose if you are taking part in tendering process, then you have to take encryption certificate also. Then there is SSL certificate or TLS certificate. These days people are using TLS certificate. Okay, TLS certificate. Okay, I'll discuss with you about this SSL certificate. Okay, please remember that signing certificate and encryption certificates are issued to human beings. Like I have got signing certificate, I just showed you the example. Okay, SSL certificates are issued to web servers, email servers, basically domain names. For example, abcbank.com, they will get a SSL certificate, TLS certificate. Okay, so I'll show you that one. Okay, before coming to Aadhaar, I'll directly show you the demo itself. Okay, let us say, let me take the example of SBI because I have an account in SBI. I'll refresh this. I hope you are seeing this particular demo. Please see this.
Yes, sir.
Here, this particular website is running on HTTPS. HTTPS. Okay. What is HTTPS? It is Hypertext Transfer Protocol on SSL basically security based. So, so the security layer is added here because of the digital certificate. Now, when you click it, you see here, connection is secure. Online SBI.SBI connection is secure. Whenever you are going to any banking website, please remember that you have to see this lock. And not only that lock, beyond that lock, I am saying when you are trying to do a financial transaction, please remember that you need to very clearly see this. Now, what I am showing, please see very clearly. If you have doubts, you please raise the questions in the chat box. At the end, I will explain you. Okay, connection is secure. That is the first point you have to see. Second, certificate is valid. This is the second point. I'll show you again. Click on this lock symbol. Click on connection is secure. Certificate is valid. What is certificate? I have just given you the entire background. What do you mean by a digital certificate? Certificate is valid. Okay, so that means this browser has checked its validity. So this certificate is valid. Good, we are happy. But it is showing one more thing. Issued to State Bank of India. Can I see further details? It is saying show certificate. I'll click on this. When I click on this, okay, it is showing me certificate viewer online SBI.SBI, common name and all that. Okay, don't worry about these details and all. Just see certificate is valid. Yes, June 2, 2022 to July 4, 2023. So it is going to expire on July 29. That means presently the digital certificate is valid. Okay, now one most important point which I am showing to you is this. After general, you click on details. In details, you come here. Just scroll down. You see here subject. Now see here www.onlinesbi.sbi. Organization, O means organization, State Bank of India. It's a headquarter, no? So there I think they are running the server. Location, Mumbai, state Maharashtra, country, India. Serial number, government entity, business category, it is a government entity. Okay. And jurisdiction, country name, it is India. Okay. Now, who is the issuer of the digital certificate? DigiCert EV. What is EV? Extended validation. This is what you have to see before doing any transaction. Now, I'll show you one more thing. I hope this is clear to you. Now, CDAC, our own website. It is also secure. It is also running on HTTPS. Let me click on lock symbol. It is also saying that the connection is secure. I'm really happy. I will click on this. Now it is also saying that certificate is valid, issued to Center for Development of Advanced Computing. Now, okay. Sectigo RSA extended validation. EV is extended validation. Extended validation. I'll tell you what is extended validation. Detail. Now when you come here, take this subject. All the details are there. Okay. Any other website? Okay, let me check. Which website? JLTU. Hyderabad. Yes, it is running on STOS. Let me check. I'm just seeing an example. That's it. Okay, it is also running on HTTPS. So let me click on that. It is also saying connection is secure. Now here, certificate is valid. Details, go to subject. Now here it is only jntuh.ac.in. jntuh.ac.in. It is not saying where this organization is. It is not giving further details. And if you come to general, what it is saying, it is just secure certificate authority. Extended validation word is not there. Hope you are understanding. See here, when you click on this, connection is secure. Okay, EV, extended validation. And when I click on details and come here, subject, here all the details are given. On JNTU website, it is not given. So do you think that it is not secure? No, website is secure, but extended validation is not there. What do you mean by extended validation? What do you mean by extended validation? Please remember that any financial website where financial transactions are to be done, it is always better that you see this, whether it is extended validation certificate. Generally there itself it will show the name of the organization. Okay, so you have to take extended validation. So in extended validation certificate, what the certifying authority does is, certifying authority is the one who has issued the certificate to them. Who is the certifying authority? This particular organization. Okay, issued by. So this DigiCert team will go and audit the SBI server, whether server is physically present or not, whether this organization exists or it is in the air, or it is run by some let us say criminals or something. Okay, because these days there are many websites who are offering these free SSL certificates. Okay, free SSL certificate providers are there. See here, SSL for free. Let's Encrypt is the biggest website which offers free certificates. See, if you look at non-profit certificate authority, 300 million websites. So, and it is this particular website is major big players. Okay. Saying why I'm showing you this is, now these days criminals are creating phishing website which looks exactly like this SBI, and they are running on a certificate taken by free certificate websites. So they will also run, and there also it will show as connection is secure. Okay, a normal person will get will be terrified because he will not be aware, because the website pattern, coloring pattern, everything is same. That is also having a padlock. So only padlock is not enough these days. You have to go see connection is secure. That criminal also is running similar kind of a website, his own website, that is also being run on free SSL certificate, but here it should be extended validation. If it is a criminal website, the certifying authority will not issue the EV certificate to the criminals, because their organization, they have to submit the documentation, their verification will be done, their audit will be done. So there, the criminals cannot stand that scrutiny. That is where, please remember that external validation certificates are to be seen. If suppose if you are seeing that in your own bank website, if EV certificate is not there, you can submit the feedback to this bank. Okay. So this is what is one of the big examples I wanted to, especially looking at this particular aspect. Okay. Now, coming to Aadhaar authentication, see, generally people have weak perception about Aadhaar security. What we feel is Aadhaar is insecure. No, our Aadhaar data is leaked. Our Aadhaar data is revealed. No, not in reality. Let me tell you how Aadhaar is protected from technology perspective, how strong its authentication is. Let me just give you a basic example. I have taken it from our presentation slide, this particular ecosystem. I'll simply give you one example to explain you this entire authentication. Let us say I have gone to a ration shop. Okay. I have gone to a ration shop. On that ration shop, he is asking me to submit, to give my Aadhaar because it's a government welfare scheme. I have to show my Aadhaar card. I have shown my Aadhaar card, and there that ration shop, public distribution system, PDS shop, it is running the PDS application. And that application requires a person's beneficiaries authentication to be done through Aadhaar. So now that shopwala has asked me to give my Aadhaar. I have given my Aadhaar. So one OTP came to my mobile. Okay. Now I am the Aadhaar holder. Now just follow my cursor. Okay. Follow my mouse movement. Okay. I am the Aadhaar holder. I have gone to any PDS shop. Okay. Public distribution shop, which is ration shop or something. He has the authentication device. I have given my Aadhaar number to it. And now either by OTP or by biometric Aadhaar authentication will be done. Let us say he has the biometric authentication. Okay. Now this biometric authentication, I have given my biometric there. Now what will happen? Because since it's just a shop, so he will use the software for authentication by some entity. That entity is called as sub-AUA. What do you mean by AUA? Authentication User Agency. Okay. So he will take the services of that sub AUA. So now the shop has become the user of a sub AUA. Now, what they will do? They have captured my Aadhaar. They have captured my biometric Aadhaar number and biometric. Now, this sub AUA from this ration shop system through internet channel, the data, my biometric and my Aadhaar number goes to AUA. Who is AUA? Authentication User Agency. It is an independent agency, but it is validated, trusted, security audited by UIDI, Unique Identification Authority. Identities Authority. So UIDI validates that. Okay, that is what is AUA, Authentication User Agency. Can you become AUA? Yes, you can become AUA if you follow the guidelines to become a AUA. Okay, it is not restricted. You can also become a AUA provided you follow that entire process that is defined by Aadhaar, UIDI. So now my data, my Aadhaar plus OTP or biometric, let us say I'm giving the example of biometric, both has gone from sub-AUA, from this ration shop system to AUA office. Now you might be thinking that this communication that is happening from this machine to the AUA, it is going through internet. And in the beginning, I told that internet is insecure. That is where the SSL, just now I showed you SSL certificate, no? So with online SBI website. So that SSL, public key, private key, all that communication happens here. And it is a very strong communication. Please remember that. So that communication happens between sub-AUA and AUA here. Okay. So it is a PKI based communication, which I was explaining in the beginning, public key and private key. Now, once the data is received by AUA, AUA checks whether this ration shop owner is a valid one, registered with me or not, whether his digital certificate that he has shared with me is valid or not. All the security related validations happen here. And it checks whether the data in the sense Aadhaar number plus biometric received from this device to AUA is in the proper format or not. And whether it is in the proper format, which can be forwarded to the UIDI server or not. All those things are checked by AUA. I'm talking in layman's term. I'm not talking technically at all. Okay, they call it as spit block, blah blah. So many things are there. Technical terms I'm not at all using. Okay, so AUA. Now what AUA does? AUA validates that and then forwards it to ASA, Authentication Service Agency, which has a higher level of security than AUA. And who is ASA? Authentication Service Agency. Everyone cannot become ASA. Only identified agencies are made ASA by UIDI. So that means every Tom, Dick, and Harry cannot directly talk to UIDI. This is the central server, CIDR, Central Identities Repository, CIDR. Okay. So now ASA will forward that request to CIDR. Okay. Now, please remember one important thing. Can you see this line here? And can you see this line? These are two different lines. What do you mean? These are communication lines, actually, communication channels. When your data is coming from sub AUA to AUA, we are following the HTTPS, SSL channel or TLS channel, okay, which is secure. Okay. Whereas from AUA to ASA also, it is SSL channel only, TLS channel only. But however, when the data travels from ASA to CIDR, it is a leased line connectivity. Leased line connectivity means direct system to server connectivity. I'll give you one example. CDAC is ASA as well as AUA. Our CDAC Mumbai is the ASA. So please remember that there are two servers of Aadhaar, one in Gurugram, another one in Bangalore. Okay. Central server is in Gurugram, and I think backup server or whatever secondary server they have kept it in Bangalore. So CDAC Mumbai has extended the lease line cable connectivity from Mumbai to Gurugram and from Mumbai to Bangalore. And whenever we use lease line connectivity, the communication is very secure. And please remember that any person who is outside this circle, which is a multi-layer security circle, cannot directly access CIDR. Everyone has to come through ASA only. This is the main entry point. That is why this is more secure and this is an identified and trusted agency. Okay. And please remember that. When the data comes here, the CIDR offers two services. One is called as authentication service. Second one is called as eKYC service. If it is authentication service, then upon receipt of that Aadhaar number plus biometric, it replies only yes or no. That's it. Yes means authenticated. No means not authenticated. Okay. Whereas if it is a eKYC service, suppose if this shop owner requested for eKYC service, then this server will reply back. If it is authenticated, it will reply back with the demographic data. What do you mean by demographic data? Your name, your date of birth, your email ID, your house address, your photograph. That's it. Will my biometrics be shared? Never, never, never. Please remember, this is what is the security. Full privacy is maintained. Aadhaar authentication ecosystem. Then you may be thinking that how come on the internet I have seen somewhere Aadhaar data is revealed and it is exposed. No, that is not Aadhaar data. Please remember that when the eKYC data, that is demographic data, when it goes out from the server to ASA, from ASA to AUA, it will go in non-editable format, that is digitally signed format. So the person who is receiving that data, he cannot edit that because it is digitally signed. The moment he edits, then the digital signature will be removed. That is why I was giving you that particular background in the beginning. So here, please remember that if this data, when the data from here comes out and comes here, and if this particular entity gets hacked, so that is not the responsibility of Aadhaar, but still Aadhaar takes serious action as per their law. Aadhaar Act is already passed in the parliament against that particular agency. Already there are a couple of agencies where huge penalties they have put, Aadhaar has put on a particular small breach. So please remember that our Aadhaar authentication ecosystem is very, very, very secure. On top of that, if you are really concerned about your biometric as well as Aadhaar number, you create the virtual ID. You just go to Aadhaar website and see it's a 16-digit temporary number which you can always change, and you can always lock and unlock your biometrics in order to secure. But once you lock your biometric, whenever you have to authenticate, you have to always unlock and then use it. But for your own security, you download Aadhaar app and you see all the options which are there. You can set your Aadhaar number also. You can lock. You can lock your biometric, unlock your biometric. You can. Now, related to unified payment interface, UPIs. Okay, many of the people they ask, UPI is secure or not? Yes, it is secure because the entire backbone, the backend communication that is happening with the banks, with the NPCI, everything is very, very, very secure through public key infrastructure. Again, public key cryptography, which I spoke like public key and private. I'll give you one example. There are two types of transactions that happen in UPI. One is called as the push payment, which you are seeing here. Another one is called as pull payment. Pull payment, generally, it is done by merchants. Okay. Now, what is push payment? Push payment is, let us say, I want to transfer money to somebody. So what I will do, I will open my mobile app and pair PSP, payment service provider, pairs. So my payment service provider, let's say it is Google Pay or Phone Pay or whatever. Okay. So I'll enter the amount and the payee, the receiver's VPA is virtual private address, payment address, sorry, that I'll give like UPI number, basically, my phone number or UPI address, whatever. So that I will enter. Now, once I enter this request, I want to enter 1,000 rupees, transfer 1,000 rupees to you. So I have selected your UPI, or I have selected your phone number, or I have scanned the QR code. Whatever I am doing, after that, the request is sent to UPI or NPCI. This is the gateway. NPCI validates whether it is in my format or not. And this communication also is PKI enabled. Okay, it is HTTPS. Now, once it is done, the address resolution and authorization is given to payee PSP. Payee PSP means the other parties, UPI validation will be done. Whether this address, UPI address, like whatever your phone number at the rate OKSBI or your email at the rate OKSBI kind of UPI address is there, that is validated here first. Once it is validated, it says that yes, this is validated and address I have resolved. I have these account details for this particular UPI number. For this phone number, these are the account details, like SBI account, whichever account details you have. This is his account number, this is his bank name, this is his IFSC code. All these details are sent to UPI NPCI gateway. Now, what this gateway does, it sends that to the remitter bank. It says that, okay, Nisba wants to transfer. This is his actual details. Okay, this is his account number. From this account number, you deduct this much of money. Account debited and status is returned to NPCI. NPCI now credits that particular, forwards that particular message to beneficiary account, and the account will be credited. Immediately, the status is returned. This is how. And this entire communication, and more specifically with banks, it is fully HTTPS based. It is fully SSL based. The protocol itself uses public key cryptography. Okay, that is what public key and private key will use, which is considered as the strongest technology as of now. Okay, whereas full payment is there. Let us say I want to recharge my account. So I have opened my Geo app or I have opened my Airtel app. I want to recharge my phone. Okay, currency. So what I'll do, I have opened that on that particular app, and then I'll enter that this much of amount ka recharge to. Okay, so enter pair VPA and send collect request. So now this Geo app or the Airtel app has to send a collect request to my Google Pay or Phone Pay. So now what it will do, whatever details I have entered, because I have already once I have done, or a first time I'm entering that this is what my email ID is, or this is what my UPI ID is, or this is what my phone number is, where my Google Pay or Phone Pay is there. So once I enter that one, this Geo app, Geo is pay because that is where I have to pay. So when I enter that, so this request is sent to through the gateway again. Same, it is ulta, just opposite to it. Okay, now it sends that request to payer PSP. So my Google Pay or Phone Pay will receive this for address resolution and authorization and authentication. Once that authentication is done, it will share my what is it? First of all, it asks me. Okay, it asks me that you enter the PIN number. So I open. That is where once Geo app I entered that this much of amount I have to recharge. It immediately says that okay, enter your UPI number or phone number. I enter that. So the next moment it says that go to your payment app. So once I go to my payment app, it asks me to enter PIN number and the request is sent to UPI. Okay. Now, what the UPI does, it talks to the remitter bank, it talks to the beneficiary bank, and then the transaction happens here by debiting and crediting it to the Geo's account. And then the status is returned. This is how the pull payment works. So these are the two payment methods that are used by UPI. Okay, Unified Payment Interface. Now, what we have to do is we need to be a little bit careful whenever you are scanning any QR code, you just make sure whatever name comes, you just check with the person. Don't tell him, is this your account name? Instead of that, you ask him, what is the name in this account? Okay. So a little bit careful we should be. And a transaction that is a push payment is always very much safe because I am transferring after checking the validity of the number and after taking the number from you and all. Whereas pull payments, this one, if you are receiving any QR code, if you are receiving any request for making a payment, don't enter the PIN or don't enter the UPI PIN or do the transaction unless and until you are sure that the request which is received to you for payment is already in communication or transaction with you, or you are already aware of. Unless and until you get that kind of information, you don't proceed further. So this is what is the basic methodology where the transactions are secured. UPI is a secure technology, no doubt about it. The incidents that have happened is because of the lack of awareness, or lack of understanding of how it works, and lack of understanding of where to pay, where not to pay, what to click, what not to click. That's it. Okay, this does not mean that the entire technological infrastructure is weak. No, our infrastructure is very strong. So this is where I'll stop now because sir has given the time deadline to 12:05. If you have any queries, we'll take. Over to you, Jagdish, sir.
Sir, like if you have any security tips, you can just finish it off in next another 3-4 minutes, sir, so that we will move on to the concluding session.
Yeah, sir, security tips have already given from that HTTPS point of view. Also, someone has, I think, someone has shared the questionnaire also. Not questionnaire, basically some questions I have seen here. Someone is saying that most of the bank like ICICI, AU Finance Bank are not having EV in certificate details. Here, one important tip is before going to them, just check whether that particular page where EV certificate is not shown requires the amount to be transferred or not. Please remember that HTTPS certificate is there. Okay, good. EV they might not take because EV cost more. Okay, its cost generally is 3 times, 5 times more than general certificates, HTTPS certificates. So what you see is on that particular page, whether transactions like in SBI, because I use SBI, that's why I'm giving that example. When you go inside, transfer amount is there. Okay, account transfer. So when account transfer page comes, there actually I'm doing the transaction where my money from my account to another account is going. So if those type of pages are having EVSSL, then is okay. Sometimes what the website owners, what on website developers, what they do is the first page, the index page, they may keep it normal certificate. But when the transaction comes, that page, they will run it on EV. That also is possible. First, check that one. Suppose there also, if you are not finding it EV, you can write to them as a feedback saying that why it is not EV certificate. Okay, I hope I have answered this question of one of the participants. There is a provision for UPI payment over text message for feature phones. Is that equally secure? So yeah, so that particular link will take you again. The moment the link point comes, okay, when you are landing, it is a feature phone. Okay, so that link, when you click, it lands to a particular page. See, in social engineering also, the most important aspect to prevent social engineering attack is just apply common sense. Ask a question to yourself whether is this information really required, what he is asking. Like he is asking ATM pin number, he is asking blah 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 blah. So any social engineering attack, the first step is apply common sense. Why? Ask yourself why he is asking this question to me. why he is asking OTP to me to prevent phishing attacks. Okay, why he is sending these links to me? Why is this email important? I mean, is this really important email? So these type of questions you have to ask. Similarly, when the link of UPI payment comes on feature phones, basically that link comes if you are not on UPI, it sends a what invitation request link to you. Okay, that you come on UPI. That's it. Suppose if it is a payment link, and when you click on the feature phone, you will not be able to do the transaction. But if you are typing it in the browser, when you are typing, again you check whether the certificate is there or not, unless and until you are sure that that particular certificate is there, an EV certificate is there, you don't do the transaction.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session and excellent. Like you have explained how, clarified so many doubts related to the Aadhaar and its security, and also like you nicely explained about this encryption methods and all these things. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful and excellent session, sir. Like sir, ma'am, if you have any questions, kindly use the chat area so that we will try to address your queries. So I have few announcements. Just let me make those announcements before we conclude the session, kind of thing, right?
Sir, just one interruption.
Please,
Someone
please.
is asking whether can we have a copy of this presentation. I will share with you, Jagdish sir.
Okay, sir.
I
Fine,
will share
fine.
with the-
We will share it with them, sir. We will share it with them, sir. Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, like ma'am, like you have went through the complete session. So we have, as you all know, like Government of India is taking care of this G20. So as part of the G20, like Ministry is implementing two initiatives. So one is the Stay Safe Online, as well as the Digital Innovation Alliance kind of thing. So just let me show a few things related to the Stay Safe Online. And yesterday only we have launched the quiz on the financial security also. So this is a Stay Safe Online.in website. You can just go to the Stay Safe Online website. You can find out like what is the campaign is all about, and various awareness topics. Especially sir has covered many things related to the debit card, the credit card. Here you can just click on this debit card, credit card, and you will come to know like how do we securely use those kind of thing. And it is available in various Indian languages also. You can just check those things. One is about the credit card, debit card aspects, and the second thing is like you also have KYC information, online shopping, online banking, QR code transactions, and QR code scams. So I request all of you and password security also. So I request all of you, please go through these various topics and try to enhance your skills. And importantly, just I wanted to bring it to your notice that under the participate, you have a quiz, and under the quiz competition, right? Pledge is there. You can take a cyber security pledge, and ensure like entire organization should take care of that pledge, so that he or she should follow the cyber hygiene practices during the usage of these electronic gadgets. And you have a quiz modules, and you have a quiz competition. So under the quiz competition you have a digital financial security. So for this purpose, like we have hosted this digital financial security, I request each and every person, please check your knowledge on this digital financial security, and ensure that like this should be circulated among all your friends, friends, relatives, and colleagues, right? And you also can participate in this quiz, and you get only 10 questions, and you will be given 5 minutes, enough sufficient time. And once you get 50% of the score, immediately you'll get a certificate also, which is all these logos like Government of India, G20, Stay Safe Online, digital India logo. And the government is also implementing the cyber quad cyber campaign. These things, like all these things like is there. So I request all of you, please go through the quiz and check your knowledge, and circulate with your friends and family. And if you are lucky enough, and there is a chance that you also can win an amount of 10,000 rupees by each winner, and exciting prizes were also there. So if you finish all 10 questions in less time, and there is a chance that you can stand in the competition list. And if you are able to complete the quiz within the less amount of time, then chances that like you will win an amount of 10,000 rupees also. So I request all of you, please go through these awareness topics, and you have n number of awareness material on various aspects, and you have a pledge, cyber security pledge also there. Quizzes are also there. You can check your knowledge, cyber hygiene practices, safe online media, those kind of things. And quiz competition is there. Since it is a summer now, you can ask your brother, sister, or children to participate in these national level competitions. Also, drawing, painting competition is there. Cotton story is there. Short videos are there, and you can share your experiences also if you have any kind of thing. Short reels and shorts are also there. Slogan writing. So all these competitions are there. So ask your children or brother, sister to participate and exhibit their skills, right? And by participating in the quiz, they also can check their knowledge. And like we're also declaring the winners every month, like we were declaring, so that if you are a winner, and there is chances that you'll get some kind of amount also. Okay, so please visit this Stay Safe Online website and participate in the quiz competitions and all the things, so which are happening throughout the year during our G20 presidency. So, and you also can enhance your knowledge. And we're also offering these courses, also certification courses, and you can mindfully measuring your social media addiction, if at all if you are using the mobile, and how much you are addicted, and if it is a social media, how far you are addicted, right? All those things are also there. Cyber hygiene practices courses are also there. You can check your knowledge on those things. Practitioner and competitions, as I told you, and you can visit that website. So these are the things, like you can make use of this website for enhance your knowledge, right? So if you have any questions, and we will try to answer. Otherwise, I think we are on time. Before 1 minute, we are concluding the session. So once again, thank you, Misbah sir, for your wonderful and enlightening session. And we also thank Vyas sir, Surendra sir, and Chandan sir for giving us an opportunity to organize these sessions under the IACA banner, and as well as to create the awareness on these cyber crimes which are happening in the cyberspace. So we thank you one and all for joining and interacting with us during the session. So next month on first Wednesday, we will meet you with one more awareness topic. Thank you one and all. Thank you, and you may leave the platform. Thank you so much.